There has been a new filing in the Comicsgate trademark case between Antonio Malpica and Ethan Van Sciver versus Preston Poulter. In case you don't know what any of this is about or what has already taken place, I'll give you a quick rundown. On September 3, 2018, Antonio Malpica, also known as Critias, filed for the Comicsgate trademark. Malpica's initial filing of the trademark specified a classification of 16, which is for printed books. The crowdfund for Malpica's book, Detective Dead: Crimson Moon, ended on October 2018 and was set for release in October of 2019.
Like, people see my campaign and be like, well, he was funded, he got $38,000, that's enough to make the book, but the truth is it's not enough. I look at these campaigns that made like 70, 80,000. I'm like, that's what my book needed, so it can be covered completely, shipping, handling, all that stuff, the printing, paying the whole entire team completely, and that wasn't the case. I gave the artist so far in total $11,350. I gave the colorist a down payment for $4,400. I gave the colorist, I'm sorry, the inker, I gave him $4,400, and the colorist I gave him $1,390, which I'm looking at right here. I gave these down payments to colors, like the inker, I gave him half the book's rates. Like I gave him pay for half the book. He's doing well with the ink. So I gave the artist basically a little bit over half for the book, so he could do and some other stuff that I did. Then I spent $250, on August and July of 2019 on a cable bill. I spent $170 for water. I spent $1,686 for the entire year, and $1,686 again for another entire year for a car insurance, 2018 and 2019. Because they said that Preston wanted to buy Detective Dead.
Aha! Go ahead, answer that.
All right. So let me tell you what happened, right? So after, I will say like an hour, 2 hours after I posted that post about the Detective being delayed, put it on stop. I didn't say I wasn't gonna deliver. I just had to put it on stop, because it's what happened. But within hours of that, Preston reached out to me, right? And he goes, hey, I'm interested in buying Detective Dead, blah, 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 CG. So I said, well, I don't know. I don't think I want to sell it. I have to think about it, right? So I disclaimed it right away, and then after I disclaimed it on Twitter, I went and I emailed, I was like, yo, I'm not interested in selling you my book, and the CG title, I'm going to give it to Ethan because he helped promote my book the way he did and it helped me raise up money. So I want him to have it.
The Indiegogo campaign still hasn't been fulfilled and may never fulfill due to Malpica's mismanagement of the funds. On April 24, 2020, the mark was declared abandoned, and Malpica followed this declaration with a notice of first use, which basically acted as an appeal, and on July 14, 2020, Malpica was awarded the trademark of Comicsgate. So far so good, right? Well, not exactly. On April 15, 2020, a little more than a week before Malpica's trademark was expected to be lost, Preston Poulter of Pocket Jacks Comics filed for the Comicsgate trademark so that the mark would fall to him when Malpica lost it.
And why do you have the CG license? What was the point of that if you think CG is such a tainted brand?
Well, I think it's worth money, so that's why I got it.
So you think it's a shit brand, you burn it down on your show, but you hold the license.
Well, and by burning it down, we mean I do factual reporting about what happens.
You do MSNBC level reporting. I don't understand why you want to hold the license for something that you're trying to diminish. The whole criticism of CG, I feel like you kind of have an agenda there. You're mad at Ethan for not bringing you on his show.
No, that's total bullshit. Ethan was saying, I want to platform creators, and I think maybe a lot of them had bad experiences.
Poulter's reasons for wanting the Comicsgate trademark date back to December 2018, when Ethan Van Sciver refused to platform Poulter and promote his comic. This was followed by the discovery during the spring of 2020 of amateur porn videos starring Poulter that were resoundingly mocked by members of Comicsgate, and more importantly, by Ethan Van Sciver. By owning the Comicsgate mark, Poulter would be able to restrict the use of the name Comicsgate and be able to curtail its use by members of the Comicsgate community.
I have, as you probably aware, or if not, Bleeding Cool article. I can't put a link in the info card. It's a link in the description of the Bleeding Cool article. The federal government has recognized that I, Preston Poulter, DBA Pocket Jacks Comics, through my corporation Common Sense Press Incorporated, have been granted the trademark of Comicsgate in regards to comic books. I have also applied for a certification trademark meaning I will be able to certify who gets to call their comic books Comicsgate, and those that I deem worthy will get this logo to put on their books, and that way you know it's certified Comicsgate.
The glaring problem with this proclamation is that Malpica retained the mark, which rendered Poulter's filing moot, and the second certification mark was denied by the United States Patent and Trademark Office. For most people, this would be the end of it, but not for Poulter. And on October 1st, 2020, he filed a petition of cancellation of Malpica's mark with the USPTO. This filing triggered a trial before the USPTO Trademark Trial and Appeal Board. Malpica filed his answer to Poulter's objection with the USPTO in November 2020. On December 4th, Poulter filed for judgment, and on December 10th, Malpica filed a motion to dismiss, but the possible game changer happened on April 15, 2021, when Malpica filed a motion to join a party and turned his Comicsgate mark over to Ethan Van Sciver, and Van Sciver filed his own separate Comicsgate trademark. In July, the board ruled on Malpica and Poulter's motions from 2020. Both were denied, and Van Sciver was added as a party in the case. Another motion to dismiss, this time from Van Sciver's attorney, and yet another denial from the board, and the case was basically reset in November of 2021 with a new trial schedule that would drag the case out until 2023. In the latest twist, Poulter filed a motion to suspend along with a petition for re-examination on March 23, 2021. This is a new ex parte re-examination procedure that was created to expedite the trademark cancellation process. It allows for any third party to file a petition for re-examination which challenges whether a registrant ever made use of their registered mark in commerce. This re-examination can be brought by anyone. The petitioner is required to provide a verified statement signed by someone with first-hand knowledge of the facts to be proved and must detail the investigation the petitioner conducted to determine that the mark was never used. In this case, that someone is Poulter's attorney. Poulter's attorney is making the same argument in the re-examination petition that is currently in front of the USPTO Trial and Appeal Board, that Malpica's lack of production of a physical book constitutes abandonment of the Comicsgate mark and fraud. If the registered mark is found to have not been properly used, the Trademark Office will be able to cancel the registration. This could end this particular chapter in the Comicsgate Trademark Chronicle. Because this is an ex parte motion, Poulter will be unable to participate in any further proceedings before the board regarding the re-examination, while Van Sciver and Malpica will still be allowed to participate. If this petition is validated by the Trial and Appeal Board, Malpica's claim is dead in the water, but the board could choose not to accept the petition, since the mark is already being adjudicated and then the trial schedule would resume. If the board does take up the re-examination of Malpica's mark, Van Sciver's being joined to the mark back in April of 2021 could lead to the possibility of the re-examination allowing Van Sciver to update the statement of use that is being objected to by the petition. Poulter's attorney is arguing that pre-sales by Malpica don't qualify, but Van Sciver has actual sales that go back to 2019, and Van Sciver's claim to the mark is stronger than Malpica's. And finally, if the re-examination finds that Malpica's claim is in any way valid, Poulter's initial objection to Malpica's claim is over. Either way, the USPTO Trial and Appeals Board has 60 days to 6 months to take action, and it could be months before any answers are forthcoming. Poulter, prevailing in the re-examination and gaining the mark, would not mean that the travails of the Comicsgate trademark are over. Ethan Van Sciver, having filed his own Comicsgate trademark, and using the name Comicsgate in Commerce since 2018, which predates Poulter's filing for the mark, can file his own objection to Poulter's use of the Comicsgate trademark, and this whole process starts over from the beginning.